Fresh off my first Infinity tournament, I'm working through Operation Blackwind. I'm super excited for Beyond Operation Blackwind and the rest of the Steel Phalanx update. And you're watching Corner Case, so we will be talking about Aleph, we'll be talking about the new tag. Let's get into it. Martial arts. Not martial arts. Welcome to Corner Case. You're in the hobby corner. I'm your host, your Myrmidon officer, and your best friend, Deck. So my Operation Blackwind stuff just came in the mail last week. I've been working on it, assembling, painting, super excited. So I picked Aleph as a faction and specifically Steel Phalanx as a sectorial purely on the Ajax model alone. So that was back in November. I knew damn well that it meant that this army was going to be tough to collect. But lo and behold, beyond anyone's expectations, the same week I go to my first tournament, Operation Blackwind drops, and a huge update to the entire sectorial. I'm super on board. So I've been playing and collecting miniatures games for the last 7 years now, and I've never felt that like new faction adrenaline rush like this before. It might be because the last 3 months were like struggling through trying to figure out how to play well enough to go to a tournament, struggling through painting these old ass minis, and like just being way too intimate with the old Steel Phalanx minis that like this stuff right here is a huge hit of dopamine for me. Really great update. Very often games companies will do these inconsequential updates to their line to just placate their curmudgeonly fan base, but this isn't that. This update to Steel Phalanx is a significant update to their design language across the line. I mean, we saw where the design language was going with models like Hector, Hippolyta, Perseus, but it's super cool to see it executed across the line and extended from like not only the line troops like the Thoracites, but to new models like the Thyrios and the Maokai. So super significant update. Let's get into it. Now, I know I've been building up the energy this whole time, but like the Hoplite, I'm so about it. So I think it might have just been like an expectations thing. Like the Blackwind artwork dropped and the Hoplite was on the cover, and I swear that that thing was supposed to be like huge. And so when the model actually came out, it was just like kind of big. So I don't know, like the actual design of it looks super cool. Like I want to paint this model. I want to field it. I don't know if it's just me. I'm not like the most veteran Infinity player, but the profile looks like, and I've heard this online too. I've been on the Discord. The profile does look a little meh. The Hoplite just made me feel grateful for the characters in Steel Phalanx because all the characters are like Value Town on rate. So when I compare like the Hoplite profile to like any other character in the sectorial, it just doesn't seem like super good, but it looks super cool. Probably use it as a proxy for something. And who knows, I'll play games that could be good. Either way, looks super cool, but I'm so. Thoracites. I love the new Thoracites. I have never been so excited to field basic line troops. I think the shield is such a great branding update. I'm definitely going to be painting all of them chrome, and then, definitely going to put that little eye thing on there as well, the eye symbol. So the brand is super strong. I really like it when designers play with the unique opportunities of the design. So, there's the guy shooting through his shield sight. I think that's pretty cool. Like not many models are going to be posed like that, but they're not like perfect for me. I don't think that the Thoracites like really needed an update. They were already in CAD. The previous Thoracites already looked pretty good. And there's one Thoracite that I think is a woman or a female, and they just made them like super small compared to the male body ones. So here it is on screen, like the difference in scale between like the male and the female one, and then like a scale comparison with like the old Thoracites. Anyway, super cool update. I like that these line troops are super distinct. You will not ever confuse them with any other sectorial, and that's what you want, I think, out of a base line troop. I've talked about this before in another video about Games Workshop design, and you want your line troops, your cheapest, high volume troops, to have the most iconic look, because that's theoretically what you're supposed to see the most of on the battlefield, and the Thoracite design does that. The Thyrios, dude, I am so stoked on the Thyrios. So I feel like I've been lurking online. People aren't that excited about this model. Like it just looks super, super cool. I think out of all the designs they dropped, this was like the most significant update to the design language, like a pure light infantry model. I almost feel like the Egdramus models, the parachutist models, their armor is more based on like the Myrmidon design. I feel like the Egdramoy could have been based on this like light infantry Thyrios model. I think it's so cool. It's just like super light. There's like barely any armor on it. And I feel like that's kind of like a little bit more reflective of what you might see on like the Egdramoy. So I'm excited about it. I'm not the most veteran experienced player, but maybe it's a little expensive. I don't know, but it feels like it's pretty utility. Feels like a pretty efficient button pusher midfield. Feels a gap. I don't know. I'll be playing at least one. We'll see how it goes, but I think to me, this is my favorite drop in this whole thing. I know, because everything looks super cool, but the Thyrios is actually the thing I'm the most excited about. Surprise. Moving on to Beyond Operation Blackwind. Oh my goodness, the Myrmidons. I have to say that when they released the teaser artworks and even revealed the contents of the Blackwind box, I was just like, where are the Myrmidons? I haven't been fielding Thoracites almost at all, except for the 360 visor profile in my inherited power pack list. But the Myrmidons, I have been fielding like 3 to 4 of in almost every game. So it was like insult to injury almost when the Blackwind box just like didn't have them. But the one teased in the Beyond Blackwind box is sick. Okay, I think the old Myrmidons are like some of the worst sculpts ever. They're just like on their back foot. They're supposed to be this like monstrous like CC unit. They got the double action close combat weapon. They're like in stealth, in smoke. Like you don't see them until they're actually like cutting your throat already. And then all these guys are like on the back foot, and there's only 2 of them with swords. And like the one of them with a sword is still drawing it, and the other one is doing a block. It's just like it's just like the least aggressive, like least intimidating close combat ninja you've ever seen. So I look forward to seeing the rest of the new sculpts, but like the one that they teased is just super badass pose. Any pose that's just like standing confidently is sick. My only gripe about this new one is they look a little thick. They look a little bit less like plausibly stealthy, but they definitely look like they could beat your ass. So updated Myrmidons, pretty stoked. Oh, and they also like the old man buns were like kind of funny too. So this is probably better. The Maokai, I feel like this profile was like getting some love on the Discord. I think it looks really cool. I have the same kind of reaction to the Maokai as I do the Apsara in OSS. It kind of like with the visor and stuff has that kind of like I'm fully plugged into the AI kind of look. And I feel like it's cool when you have those units in your AI based army. So I think it looks really alien. It looks really scary. All those like little eyes on it just make it look really intimidating. So I really like the Maokai. Besides the Thyrios, I think this was a pretty significant extension to the existing design language. Pretty cool. Love it. Maokai. Finally, the model I'm actually most excited about, not like design language wise, but just like individual model, is the man, the myth, the once and future Lieutenant Euduros. Euduros has got to be one of the best glow-ups in Infinity history, hands down. Okay, like I ride for Euduros, like this dude I've played so far in almost every game does absolute work. But look at this old model. This head, not even just like the face, but the whole ass head situation it's really rough. He's got like the slanted eyes. He's got like way too much forehead. It's actually shaped like a he looks kind of like a pinhead. His lower lip looks like he's mid-bite, which I don't even know what that reaction means, but yeah. So, I mean, luckily for me, I'm only ever looking at the back of this model, and it's got cheeks, but like that face it was really awkward to paint. I did not feel good about it. But this Euduros, the new Euduros, he's got the action pose. He's got the comb over, like definitely mid kicking your ass. 100%. I'm painting the hair blonde so that he looks like Infinity's John Walker. So excited for this glow up. Like I'm saying that and I'm like probably going to use the old model just for the lulz. Kind of like I'm probably just going to use the old Marut, even though I'm like painting the new Marut, but whatever. Dude, last but not least, we've got the new tag for Steel Phalanx, Agamemnon. Y'all are watching Corner Case, so you know we're about to comment on the tag design, and this was done properly. And by that, I mean it's got the snatched waist, it's got the thick-ass thighs, and it's kind of busty. I know what that sounds like, but as I have said before on the channel, I believe in the traditional architecture for mech designs, and that requires a snatched waist and big hips and thighs, and that's just how it goes to make the traditional looking mech. And this one looks so badass. I cannot wait to see it with the hammer. Like, imagine being across from Steel Phalanx and you see Ajax with a big ass hammer, you see the Agamemnon with a big ass hammer, like, this is about to be like the most intimidating army you ever see across the table. So stoked to be in this sectorial. This video was already way longer than I thought, and this was only the Steel Phalanx stuff, but oh my god, it looks sick. I know some of you definitely want to hear about the Hawk stuff. It's a cool faction. I wish I could speak to it earnestly. I can speak to the Steel Phalanx stuff earnestly and excitedly. So if any of you are excited to talk about the Hawk stuff, we can always use more Infinity content creators. So please make that video if you were even thinking about it. Hope you had a blast. Look out for my painting updates. My Steel Phalanx will be done shortly. I've actually been really flooring it when it comes to painting these models because I am really liking them. Leave a comment below. We always appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Join the Discord. Join the Patreon if you would like to. And see you next time.
Please like and subscribe. We've been through enough.